over the next several days. As we go forward, I want to thank the many people that have shown trust in me and have shown trust in this process. I'm very proud that we have gone forth with the widest possible public consultation, and that will continue over the course of the charrette and as we move beyond after the charrette. In particular, I want to say thank you to the Southlands Community Planning Team, who have spent countless hours going down an uncertain path. If members of the planning team could please stand up for a moment and just show your faces to the room.
Okay, this is good sort of sales tool that the developer's using, and he's got 25 or 30 people to say it's their idea and not his and that kind of thing. And as I became involved in the process, I realized,
It was 2,000 hours of meetings, which sounds like a bit of a nightmare, but they're all absolutely fascinated by the results of these meetings. And I too am fascinated when I received this, the report, of which this is only a portion. But what strikes me is a section that looks like this, which is extraordinarily organized. And it is a vision of a really marvelous place to live, a marvelous place to work, and a marvelous place to make it, in fact, through the 21st century. It's one of the most forward-looking, radical propositions, in fact, the most that I've ever had the privilege to work with. I think you all know that, that the world is changing in rather fearsome ways. And one can say, well, it's all going rather badly. It's going to be rather worse particularly for my children. But there's another way to look at it, which is there's a return to a kind of authenticity of place in which you relate to your neighbors, you relate to buildings that are authentically and well built, that you relate to where your food comes from, that you relate to your region, and so forth. And what has so utterly stimulated the team is that what is coming first is this vision of community, and what comes later, if at all, is the question whether it's marketable. We all live on the land. The most beautiful cities and towns and villages in the world were built on land, so that cannot be avoided. This is a growing society, a very attractive place, and we must build on the land, but we will build on as little of it as possible. And so this project, this is of 60,000 acres, and that's just the Olympics. In other words, to feed it, it will take that long. Well, if you extrapolate that, well, London is an even greater problem. Vancouver is a huge problem, and in fact, every human is a problem. Because every human eats beef and carrots and, drives around and grows old and so forth. So we need to do something to not only to mitigate, but to lay that to rest. Humans are not a problem if they actually find their authentic habitat. On the whole, they have actually lowered the quality of life. When a new project gets built, there's more traffic, there's the loss of the potato field, and you know what? The new houses don't even look as good as the potato field. It's been on the whole a downward trade. We understand that. The commercial places